Oh, 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 hi. I'm just finishing up some Christmas cards. I had a free hour or two and I'm just working hard at it, getting it all done before Christmas. Yeah, right, yes, right. And there's one. Only got, a few more to do. Perhaps would be a time to take a break. How about one of my Christmas readings? The House of Wooden Santas by Kevin Major. 16 days to Christmas. Saturday morning had been cartoon morning, but this Saturday, Jesse found himself sitting on the sofa, shepherd's staff in his hand, looking at Santa and his staff on the mantel, and thinking about the Christmas concert. It gave him the most curious feeling, as if he really was out in a grassy field at night, among the noise and smell of hundreds of sheep, under the brightness of a star. When Jesse and his mother arrived at Jonathan's later that morning, Jonathan came rushing down the stairs to meet him, staff in hand. He handed it to Jesse. It seemed another way of saying he was sorry. Jonathan couldn't get to sleep last night, his mother said, so I told him to count sheep. She laughed. In the living room, they encountered Mr. Agnew. Great job, Jesse's mother told him. Doesn't take much to carve a star. Takes a lot to follow one, Reverend Agnew piped up. Sorry, couldn't resist. She laughed again. We brought something to show you, said Jesse. Wait till you see this guy. His mother uncovered Santa from the box. Cool, Jonathan said. And look what he's got in his hand. Wicked! Jonathan's mother was bursting with compliments. Jesse felt proud. His mom put Santa in Mr. Agnew's hands. You should give it a try. He looked at the carving and ran his fingers over the wood. He handed it back to her. I don't think so. You could do it, Dad. Sure you could, Jesse's mother insisted. It doesn't have to be a Santa. It could be anything. I started off with angels. Angels are simple, Jesse said. Even I could do an angel. Men don't do angels, Jonathan stammered. Or moose, Jesse added. Christmas moose. They all laughed, even Jonathan's father a little. Reverend Agnew led the boys out of the room. We'll leave them to figure it out. I think you two should go outdoors and play. It's too nice a day to be inside. The fresh air will do you good. Mothers are all the same, thought Jesse, excited by fresh air. Want to build a rink in the backyard? Jonathan said. His mother whispered. His dad used to make one every year. Jesse was none too keen on the idea, though he had to go. No outdoor rink could ever be as good as a real indoor one. First they cleared away enough snow to form a rectangle, piling it up on the sides, and flattening what was left to make it level. Jonathan called it big enough for a good game of hockey. Doubt it, Jesse muttered to himself. According to Jonathan, they had to stamp down what snow was left as hard as they could, then flood it. Flood it very carefully, several times. It might be days before they would be able to skate on it. Yeah, Jesse was thinking, skate on it, sure. Once they saw his mother and Jonathan's father looking at them through the window. Jonathan smiled up at his dad and worked all the harder. After the snow had been trampled down, Jonathan and his mother rigged up a hose from the laundry room in the basement. Spraying the water was the only real fun of it as far as Jesse could see. Jonathan acted like an expert, but he did give Jessie several turns. When they had finished the first flooding, Jonathan stood back and admired his handiwork. "It's going to be a wicked rink," Jonathan proclaimed. "Believe it when I see it," Jesse mumbled to himself. They trailed inside, red-cheeked and starving, and shed their winter gear. Jonathan's mother took out a sizzling dish of macaroni and cheese from the oven. The aroma sent the boys scrambling for chairs at the kitchen table. Jesse's mother could hardly hold in her delight. Jesse could tell what she was thinking, that he had finally found a friend. That it might be the end of him complaining about having to move. Before he left for home, Jesse noticed Jesse standing next to his father, eyeing the piece of wood in his lap. His dad still wasn't looking too happy, but he was being nicer to Jonathan, acting a bit like Jesse imagined a father would. All the way back home in the car, Jesse thought about his own dad. He wondered what his dad would say to him if they met. He wondered if he would know where to phone him this Christmas. His mother stopped to put Santa in the mail, and back at their house, she went straight to the workroom. That evening, she set a small table in front of the window that looked out into the backyard. It was a still, crisp night, and the naked porch light caught snowflakes drifting silently from the sky. The fresh glaze of snow sparkled as if it were diamond dust that had fallen over the ground. Jesse's mother covered the table with a cloth and laid out 2 china plates and 2 crystal wine glasses that once belonged to her grandmother. In the center of the table, she placed a lit candle, and next to it, the newest Santa. She called to Jesse in her best imitation of a butler. "Dinner is served." She escorted him to his seat and pointed out their special guests. "Santa, this is Jesse. Jesse, Santa." "Very pleased to meet you," he said. "Nice shovel you have there." His mother shook out a napkin with a great flourish and spread it across Jesse's lap. "Can I interest you in some wine, sir?" "Oh, yes, please." "Orange or brown?" "Brown." She poured root beer into their wine glasses. Jesse lifted it to his nose and sniffed. "Ah, wonderful fizz." She uncovered the food. "And you, sir?" "Chicken legs, done just the way you like them." "Ah, superb." "With peas fresh from the can." "Ah, exquisite." "Shall we begin?" "Why not? But first, we must toast our special guests." They raised their glasses. "To a robust man of the great outdoors," said his mother. "Welcome to the house of wooden Santas. No matter how much snow, he always loves to shovel. He's our..." I got it, Jesse." "He's our fresh air Santa." "How did you ever guess?" See you tomorrow when all these cards are done.